Hello everyone, welcome back. This is part 2 of my tubeless repair saga, or with my WTB Riddler tyres on my Pinnacle Arcos. This time I'm going to try a Lezyne tubeless kit. Okay, so quick nip to the bike store, my local bike shop, and I've got a Lezyne kit now to be able to try. This, unscrew it. It comes with the traditional bacon strips. You can see them there. They're quite a chunk. We'll see how we get on with them. And a ginormous, you see that? A ginormous thing to put into the hole to hopefully seal it. We'll see how we get on. So I guess we're going to start by finding the hole. And the idea of this, you put it in at an angle to avoid hitting the puncture, the tubeless strip going around the wheel. And I'm using, as you can see, there's like a bit of a gnarled area, and I'm just using this to be able to rough up the edge of the tyre, make the hole, I guess, a little bit bigger. That's the first section. Right, now I've got one of the little bacon strips. Well, I say little, they're quite big actually. I've got one of those loaded into the applicator, and the idea now is I should be able to force that through and pull this out. So the sticky rubber bit should stay there. So wish me luck. We'll see how we get on. Into the hole, and basically now quite a force actually is required to get this in. Again, you want to make sure. I'm going to add a bit of pressure to the tyre. I mean, quite how you do this on the side of the load is beyond me, but I'm going to add a bit of pressure, force it in. Needs to go more than that. I'm going to keep pushing. Bear in mind, this is only a 3mm hole. It's not like I'm trying to repair something 5, 6, 10mm in length. And if it won't fit, if it won't fix, then it kind of makes the whole point of having tubeless redundant, really, because you can't have a slow puncture just because you don't happen to have an inner tube in your tyre. Well, that works not, because that's still out here, as you can see. Right, okay, well, that hasn't gone in yet. The hole is even bigger now, and we'll try again. Okay, round 2 with the Lezyne idea. So again, we're going to try and force this. It's quite a force to actually get this in. I'm quite a strong guy, really, and oh, there we go. We seem to have some kind of action. I don't know if you can see that, but I've now actually got it into the tyre. I'm now going to try and get these Lezyne applicator out and leaving that in. Right, that has definitely, if you can see there, that has definitely gone into the tyre. I'll just get another one. You can see this is the original length, so half of that would be about 2 centimeters, and I would say there's 1 centimeter hanging out the top there, so I would say that is in. I'm going to play with it a little bit, twist it round. It is quite sticky, so at least it's actually some kind of benefit to it. What I'm going to need to do whilst I've got the camera running is I'm going to have to pump the tyre up a little bit. A bit of a job this. Pump the tyre up just a bit, just to get a bit of pressure in it. And I am going to need to just move the bits that I used to try and keep the thing in place. And I'm just going to spin it to allow sealant basically to go around it. Okay, so we're in. I'm guessing you can see the sealant starting to weep through already. I'm guessing that will help. So what we're going to do is I'm now going to continue to spin it for a bit. Then I'm going to trim off the excess off of here, and hopefully we'll have an airtight seal. Right, I've pumped the tyre up to 45 psi. You can see the little knobbly thing in there. We shall see. Not really liking the look of that. It seems to be leaking all over the place, but we shall see how we get on. It might just be that these tyres are that bad, that there's no reinforcement inside the wall of the tyre underneath the tread, and so we're literally just playing with bare rubber with no reinforcement at all. I'm going to trim that off. I'm going to take the bike for a ride. I'm going to see how we're doing with it. I think that's probably the best way forward now. Back in a bit. Okay, so I've had a couple of trips around the block, not gone too far on it. The Lezyne bacon strip thing is holding. It's not seeping. You'll notice a little bit of grit around it. I was told it's a really good idea to put some around because it helps basically collect the excess sealant and helps sort of like sticks around that as well. I would like to show you if I can. It's quite tricky to do, but this is actually still quite a lump. Can you see that there? I wouldn't want that on a road bike. However, this has done the repair. It's holding over at the moment over 45 psi, so it's better than the stands on its own with this particular tyre, the WTB Riddler. And I would say that's okay for now. Hopefully it's a permanent repair. If it's not, I've got a question even why bother going tubeless, because if I've got to flip the tyre off every time I get half a decent puncture, I might as well be whacking a new tube in and not bother with all the money of the tubeless setup. That's just my opinion. We'll see what happens. So I have just taken this bike out for a run, about 7 miles. I've got it to about as fast as I could go on a bike normally, and I've been up some steep hills, no gravel. The Lezyne Plug, I don't think it's holding. It might be the tyres, but you can see there, I mean, it's still sat at about 40, it still feels firm. But it looks like I'm going to have to take the tyre off and do a permanent repair, which begs the question, why not just have a tube? If you've got to take the tyre off every time, then have a tube and whack a tube in. There we are. So 24 hours later, this is pretty much what the repair looks like. It's still a lump, it's still seeping, but the tyre is still firm. It's possibly not up to 45 psi, but it's certainly a lot firmer than 25 psi. Is that a permanent repair? I don't know. The little bacon strip feels a lot firmer than it did, a lot harder, so maybe it is curing. However, as I said, I did take it for a ride last night to see, to help it bed in. And I've noticed just now, if I just spin this tyre around, can you see this wet patch here? Yep, you guessed it. We have got the start, I'm going to have to zoom it in. We have got the start of yet another puncture on this Riddler tyre. So I'm guessing that will grow, get bigger. I don't know. It really does beg the question about whether these tyres are even fit for purpose. They're £50 for one tyre. They're not even worth £15 retail. They're really not. So I think maybe we have to take the tyre off and have a look inside. And I think actually I might invest in some different tyres. And am I going to go tubeless still, or am I going to go with tubes? I don't know. Thanks for watching.